Hey y'all, it's been a little while. I figured I'd drop in on you. The key I'm learning to happiness is deciding to be you. All of you. Fully, authentically, as bold and as beautiful and as colorful and as fly as you already are. Go be you. Nothing that you are is something that the God that you serve, whatever God that may be, it is nothing that they are ashamed of. That's what I'm learning. If who you are is wrapped in love, God ain't ashamed of that. If who you are is wrapped in kindness and a little quirkiness, they ain't ashamed of that. If who you are is lesbian, if who you are is loud, if who you are is gay, if that's who you really are, who can compete with that? The key is to do everything in love, to do everything with a clear heart, with good intentions, sending as much love and as much positivity and as much goodness into the world. As long as you do that, you're in alignment. You hear me clear? As long as you do that, you're in alignment. Because one thing I'm learning that God knows is you. You don't have to dress up who you are for God. You don't have to dress up who you are for really anybody, but definitely not God. Because you and God are one. Whatever you believe is what they affirm, right? If you believe in goodness in the world, if you believe in honest intentions, if you believe in feeding the sick and hungry and the poor and doing for the least of us, your God is in alignment with that. You see? The truth is, the true and honest goal is to come back to who we really are. Before we became jaded, before we let the world tell us that we were broken, before the world broke us. The true test is to get back to who you authentically are at your core, and then to work backwards, right? So if you do things wrapped in love, even if you've got some heartbreak, once you start to deal with that heartbreak, once you start to process the pain, it all balances itself out. I promise you. I promise you. As long as you go through your dark night of the soul, no matter how many times you have to do that, going through that dark night of the soul, going through that process is a way in which we look for God. That's a way in which we search and find God. But you can't skirt the process. You can't get past it. You got to go through it. You can't get over it. You can't get under it. The only way to find God is to go through it, right? And once you balance out your pain, your sadness, your brokenness, that's where your God is. My job isn't to tell you to pick a God. My job is to tell you that there is a God. There is a God. Find the one that works for you. There are many denominations out here. Find the one that works for you. And if you're a person like me that's non-denominational and doesn't think it's really relevant to the way in which the all-seeing God has intended for us to live our lives as witnesses, as intended us to live our lives as catalyst for change. If you live your life with the purest of intentions and the kindest heart, you're not gonna fail, y'all. You're not gonna fail. It's a trick. Anyone that tells you that you're gonna fail is lying to you. You can win, no matter how ugly your sin is. Okay? And even in trying to navigate what you believe is a sin, right? If there is something that has got your heart convicted, if there is a part of you that's like, oh, I don't like this part about myself, start working on it. Start working on it. And if at the end of that course, you determine that that ugliness that you once saw really isn't a part of who you are. It's not a necessary part of who God intended you to be. Or if you start to see that you want to change, you're still alive. Make the change. Be the change. There's no need for you to call around, ask around, tell a friend that you're changing. Just do the change. Be the change. Because here's what's happening. Time is winding up. In many regards, but it's winding up, right? Everything that we see on TV says times are dangerous. Everything we see on TV says that what's in the Bible, okay? A man-made book is resurfacing. It's fulfilling a prophecy, right? So as with any book, if you look at 1984, right? Read that in high school. There's a lot in 1984 that has already happened. Their concepts were already placed upon this earth. Nothing new is under the sun, right? Which means as long as the sun is rising and as long as you can see the sun, you have an opportunity to get clear about who you are. And guess what? You don't even have to nail down who you are. Isn't that beautiful? You don't have to nail down. You still have time to change. The reality is you're likely going to change 100 times in your life. There are going to be many things that you believe at 21 that you will never believe again. Looking back as a 39-year-old, as I'm embarking upon all kinds of new things in my life, I'm nothing like I used to be. I definitely didn't know myself at 21. I'm not sure that I knew anyone else. Because guess what? Everyone else is changing. Right? So one of the ways in which we can stay honest and keep true to ourselves is by truly, authentically leaning in to what your purpose is and constantly letting the ego die. Scary, but let that ego die every day, because what you believe today may be very different tomorrow. There may be a different perspective that you haven't considered, that someone may come and turn the light on for you, right? But allow yourself the opportunity to just Evolve. Anyone that's not evolving is dying. And I said this in another video. I'll say it again. Association brings about assimilation. If you hang around bullcrap, you'll become bullcrap. I didn't make the rules, right? But I'm sending you all love today, and grace, and goodwill, and positivity, joy, and hope. We're gonna be all right, y'all. We're gonna be all right. It's never been in the cards for us to survive the struggle alone, in my opinion, because we have a God. Whichever one you've picked, reach out to that one. Stay in contact with that one. Call on your ancestors. Call upon your spirit guides. Ask the angels for support, but you're not here by yourself, no matter what we believe. You may say Jesus, I may say whatever, someone else may say something different. It doesn't matter. It's all energy force. It's all life force. If we can take the limits off of our mind when it comes to the vastness of God, we can do a lot out here, but only until we take the limits off ourselves. We've got to take these limiting beliefs and kill them. That's happening sooner than later. The mighty are falling. The falling away is happening as we speak. And the new leaders will rise. Where will you be? Where will you be? Are you the new leader? Are you the new leader in your community? Are you the leader in your home? Are you the leader in the world? It's up to you. But you're never committed. You never have to commit to being one thing. Allow yourself to evolve and be as many wonderful things as you can be. Spread some love today. I love y'all.